Hi, I'm Aylin,
I'm Kaylin.
I'm Isabel.
I'm Lucas.
and today we're going to be talking about the Apollo program and what it is.
So, what is the Apollo program? The Apollo program was created in 1961 by NASA and ended in 1972. The goal of the program was to land humans on the moon and have them return home safely. The motives were technological advancement, Cold War, and unity. Technological advancement being proving to other countries that we are the powerhouse of the world. The Cold War was to compete against Russia and landing humans on the moon first, and unity was to unite Americans during a rough time with political patches and social and race patches. There was a total of 17 Apollo missions by the end of it.
What spacecraft was used on the Apollo program? So the Apollo program had many different spaceships that they used to try to get different people to space. But the most famous one was the Saturn V rocket. This was so famous because it was as tall as a 36-story building. There was also called the Apollo Command Module, and this spacecraft was only designed for 3 astronauts, but this is what was used during the Apollo 11, which got us to the moon for the first time. Another one was also called the Lunar Module. This was used for landing on the moon, but it also helped us look outside the moon as it orbited it.
When did humans first visit the moon? Humans first landed on the moon on July 21st of 1969. Neil Armstrong, astronaut aboard the Apollo 11, was the very first man to ever step foot on the moon. The other men aboard this mission were Michael Collins and Buzz Aldrin. However, Collins stayed on the lunar module and orbited around the moon, while Armstrong and Aldrin explored the moon's surface. Although this was the 11th Apollo mission out of 17, it is the most well known because it marked a milestone for humankind.
Why was the first Apollo program so important? The Apollo program was a huge technological advancement while also enforcing a scientific achievement. The Apollo program pushed the abilities of human engineering while also collecting valuable data about the moon and also about the solar system. However, this was also a large advancement politically. At the time, which was 1961, JFK was currently our president, and he saw this as a way to show dominance and leadership against the Soviet Union right after the Cold War. So not only was this a scientific technological advancement, but also an achievement in the so-called space race against the Soviet Union on who could reach the moon first.
After Apollo 11 finally reached the moon, the next Apollo mission was 13, which ended with a turn of events. This mission started on April 11, 1970. The astronauts on board Apollo 13 were James Lovell, Fred Haise, and John Swigert. Unfortunately, they never successfully made it to the lunar surface. This happened because while on their mission, an oxygen tank exploded 55 hours into their flight, which caused them to never successfully land on the moon. Instead, they were able to just circle the moon. The crew was able to get into a lunar module and use it basically as a lifeboat. They were able to complete Apollo missions up until Apollo 17.